Hey, see a couple of people joining the chat. Nothing too exciting tonight, just a little shooting through the sucker holes really. Just want to see if Mars is there. Haven't seen it this season at all. So let's have a look. G'day Wolf Riot, Sealmaster and Minced Farlig. Let's find a planet. Imaging. Let's try Jupiter first before it gets out of the way. NG9X, why is Mars opposing us? I don't know. I think it's just all political, really. Hey, Tony, Marina, Stephen, Tibort, Andy, RV, Captain. How are you guys? I'm going to find a planet. I'm not going to look at chat for a bit because I'm supposed to be maybe doing some actual content, hey? So I'm just remote controlling the observatory here. And now we're just going to slew over to Jove, king of the planets. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Let me know if the audio is all right in the chat. I don't know about Uber Astronomer, but I'm an astronomer, which you are too, because you don't need a degree to be an astronomer, you just need a telescope. So we're all astronomers on the inside. Telescope should have slewed over and is plate solving now. Actually, the dome's taking a while to catch up to the OTA. Audio's a little low, hey? Okay. Is it even going through this microphone? Yeah, I think it is. Sorry, I might be being quiet because my family are asleep. This plate solve doesn't look very nice, does it? I wonder if a cloud just came over then. That looks fairly blank to me. Yeah, that looks blank too. Alright, I'm going to go out and look at the stars. I'm back in 2 secs. But you can still hear me as I walk around. I'm pretty sure, because this mic is wireless. So you get ASMR. Or outside. don't think it's clouds. I think it's because Jupiter's behind a tree. So let's try Mars, like I promised. There's a little bit of high cloud up there, so I'm not expecting excellent results, but do what we can, hey? Mars and chill. Okay, stop this plate solve. Let's change planets here. Frame. Yeah, Lubo, Mars is pretty low for a lot of us, I think. Well, certainly is for us here anyway. It's super low. Every opposition is going to be different, with different apparent sizes, but it's just, yeah, really close to the northern horizon here, even lower than Jupiter, which was difficult. Okay, and we're slimming over to Mars. That looks like a meridian flip, I think. Big meridian flip for a big scope. Hello from France. G'day. Praying for peace with Mars in Tennessee. Hello from Culpeper, Virginia. Lubo's trying M42. Good old faithful M42. Hello from Germany. G'day, Skay. We're just waiting for the big boy here to swing around and hit little boy Mars. The music tonight is brought to you by Kaizen Blue. I don't know if you can hear that. Kaizen's a great supporter of this channel and an awesome musician. Yeah, Daryl, have you heard that I have a C14? I know, shocking. Shocking, but I do. Oh god, the plate solve looks like clouds still. Insufficient stars. Come on, Mars. Alright, I'm going to go out and look at the sky again. You can see the clouds there in the plate solve. It's just disappointing because I've been looking at Mars in the sky with my own eyes, not with a telescope, just looking at the sky and thinking, should I hit it? Should I stream it? And as soon as I get the stream started, of course. Alright. It's time to go out and look at the sky. Hopefully without waking my dog. Fair bit of cloud. Will it go? But it is in a bit of a sucker hole. Let me try something else. Hope you're all having a good day wherever you are. Let's try something else. Let's have a look at fire capture here and see if we're anywhere near it. Yes, we were. Didn't even need plate solving. That's nice. Hey. Good Lord, that is bad seeing. That is really bad seeing. But even through the bad seeing, I can see a polar cap quite visibly. So I'm going to see if I can just focus in a bit here. Oh, you can see the water in the atmosphere. Shocking. I just realised I'm fiddling with my Jupiter settings here, which I shouldn't be. I might just change this over to Mars so I can work with the settings here. Whoops.
I'm claimed to be the creator, but I'm the savior. I take the strange variables of human life and make something out of a crazy quilt that saves hundreds of lives.
Really hard to focus when the seeing is this bad. But at least I've seen Mars for the first time this season. I wonder if we'll get anything better in IR here. Not really. No, I'm going back to red. Sorry chat, I haven't been looking at chat. I hope you guys are all being nice to each other. Hey Grimo. It is a quiet Friday night. Is it Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. And we've just seen Mars through the clouds, but the clouds are fairly disruptive at the minute. Let's have a look at the wide field. Either Mars has just had a catastrophic impact event, or there is something causing a weird spike on the side of my optics there. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a spider web on my guide scope. In fact, I might go have a look. But I don't see too much cloud. It looks high and wispy. Just going to go out to the observatory. Yeah, jet stream doesn't seem too bad tonight. This is just pure thick cloud. UV gravy. That's exactly right. Mars is a hard one. But I mean, all the planets have been pretty hard this season. All very low. Alright, let's see if I can work out what is causing optics look okay at the front. Yeah, spider webs. I need pest control. I don't want to bump that because it's pretty well aligned. So we could have reported that to the Minor Planet Center as a UFO, but we would have got in trouble later because it wasn't. It's just a spider web. All right. Yeah, I'm on Discord, Libo. Reddit, Astrophotography Discord, and a few others. Anthony. The wide field's still looking pretty bad. Give you an idea, you can see the clouds rolling past here. But thanks for joining me for Netflix and Chill. It is the Mars opposition, so we have a moral duty as astronomers to at least try. And that's what I'm doing tonight. This won't be like a show or anything. I won't be splicing this up for a video. I won't be leaving this on. I'll just delete the stream once it's done. I thought I'd hang and chat for a bit because it's been a while. I haven't done live in ages. So thanks everyone for coming by. Yeah, the weather is bad next little while. Daryl. G'day Grigory. G'day Galactic Core. Summer is going pretty bad so far. Excuse me, I'm going to vape in front of you. I'm breaking the fourth wall. All my levels of professionalism are out the window. But this is my house, so I'll do what I want. Chad, I am not using the PowerMate. I mean, this is the wide field. This is the wide field one. This is only like what is it, 120mm or something like that. And the big boy is over here. It's gotten a bit brighter, which is nice, but still pretty awful. You can see the cloud changing the brightness of it there too. Well, if we get both views at once, why not? There we go. Awful. But I can see the ice cap, so that's one thing. There is a bit of cloud on Mars at the minute as well, looking at other people's photos, which I always find remarkable to see just weather generally on another planet, and not a weather planet like Saturn and Jupiter, but a terrestrial planet with rocks. So to see the clouds sort of scraping over the mountains and stuff is amazing. Hey Mitty, what's going on? You coming in? Come on. There you go. Mitty's here, she's just scared of the tripod. Because, you know, if you kick my tripod, I will kill you. That's the rules. Ooh, it's getting bad. Yeah, there has been a lot of rain up in Queensland and around this way, and Sydney, which has been getting battered lately. That's why I'm taking any opportunity, especially around opposition, which was... Oh, it's today, right? It's today. It's... Is it now? I should probably have checked that before I even started the stream, but it's around now. What flavour vape? Just plain. We live in Australia, the police state, so they're cracking down on flavours and everything. How's the guitar? The guitar is nice, man. I'll show you the guitar. My baby. The Ibanez TOD 10, which is the signature series from Polyphia. Tim Henson. Wine, beer or whiskey tonight? You know what? I am actually, it's not a New Year's resolution, but I'm trying to cut down. So it's a Friday night and I'm not drinking, which is unusual, really unusual. But if I was drinking, I wouldn't be streaming because I can't function. Yep, there's a color camera and a mono camera here, just a color camera for the wide field, just on the guide scope, which you can see in the observatory image. You see the little guide scope there near the finder scope near the button-off mask in the background? That's what's generating the wide view, and then the C14 is generating the planet view. But you can just see, you can see the moon glow, and you can see the wispy high cloud, which is just causing the whole planet to dim out, unfortunately. Dylan, if you had the opportunity of a target in the northern hemisphere that you don't get in the south, what would it be? Andromeda. It just seems like a really nice, easy one to do with not even a telescope, just a normal camera even. But for deep space, probably Iris. I really like dark nebulas, and Iris seems to be a particularly cool looking one. I've always enjoyed looking at it. How close is Mars to us right now? I don't know off the top of my head. I'll check on Skyguide. Let me have a look. Mars opposition. Skyguide is such a good app. Okay, distance is 0.645 AU, which is 1 astronomical unit between the Earth and the Sun, so about a little over half as much than that further away is Mars. And it is not very high for me. It peaks in about an hour at only 36 degrees, which is nothing. I think it's at about 34 right now. Oh man, that is looking rough. G'day Greg. Do I have a Crayford for my C14? No, but I have a whole video on the Asato robotic focuser, which I installed on it, which is what here's the focuser in fire capture, and I've got the long points set to 3,000 and the short points set to 1,000 steps. It's such a fine focuser that I need those large steps in order to even see a difference in the focus generally. Oh man, the clouds are just coming thick and fast now. But yeah, the Asato robotic focuser is a game changer for this sort of stuff, because I can set these focus points. I can set this to red, then I can jump to the blue filter or the green filter and have different focus points set for those, and it'll just automatically jump between them. There's no backlash. So, and the steps are so small that you can be confident that you will get back to the exact point you are just with the focus number itself, which is really great. Oh, Mars. God, it's almost looking better in the blue channel at this point, which is saying something, because blue channel's normally rubbish. But look at that diffraction spike on the wide field. That, I'm pretty sure, is caused by the lip of my observatory roof just hitting the top of the finder scope there, because it's just sitting on top of the main one. So it has to be pretty, like, the slit really just fits the aperture of the scope just. So, you know, I can use Nina to set the offset a little bit so it'll go further up and get rid of these diffraction spikes. But because I'm imaging here in the with the big aperture, I don't need to do that. I don't care about the wide field view generally. Do I guide for planet imaging? Yes, I guide on the planet. It's guiding on the planet now. You can see, I'll take these tick boxes away and I'll just bump up the gain to give you an example while this cloud's over. This tick up here will center the planet. So you can see it's jumping around now, which is just the wobble of the atmosphere. But when I hit this crosshead box here, it sort of freezes it in the middle of the screen and will keep rotating the view around in software to keep the overall circle in the middle. That doesn't do any guiding, but it does ensure that the video is already aligned. So when I record the video from this point onwards, every frame will be centered and I don't have to then run more processing in PIPP or something like that. All the frames are aligned. Further to that though, if your polar alignment is not very good and then the planet will be drifting out of the frame occasionally, then I can hit this little tick box here, the green one, which is auto guide, and then that will send small occasional pulses to the telescope, much like guiding does. This one does it every 5 seconds or maybe even 10 seconds, and you'll see in these little arrows at the top here, I know you guys can't see my cursor, but I'm highlighting these green arrows here. Every now and then one of them will bounce red, which will be a pulse that the telescope is sending to stay tracking on that planet. So yeah, essentially I'm guiding on a planet, but on top of the guiding, I'm using auto align to center the planet as well. And now the cloud is so thick, we can't even see Mars through that. I'll jump to IR just see if that's any better. Not really. Wow, it's gotten really bad. I'm just going to step out for a sec. And leave you with these dulcet tones. But you'll still hear me as I go outside and check. Just see if this is going to be a write-off or not. sky. I wonder if there's anything else while we wait. I've got a few people in the chat giving me tips on focus, which I appreciate. There's obviously no point focusing right now because obviously we can't see much at all. But I do appreciate the feedback about focusing because that is something that I think about a lot, especially with focusing on planets. But for now, I'm just going to check. Yeah, the sound would have been chopping out as I got away with this wireless mic. Does your scope have mirror shift? No, it doesn't actually, because I have the mirror locks on the back of the telescope now, and now that the Asado robotic focuser is doing all of the in and out at the image train, it doesn't need to move the primary mirror at all, which is again a game changer. No mirror shift, no mirror flop, and no backlash. So it's just ideal for planetary. It's not going to be great for DSOs, I don't think, because I don't have enough back focal distance to put in my whole image train for DSOs. But for planetary, it's just perfect, which is sort of why I'm exploring leaving this setup for planetary for the minute and then getting into short refractor stuff for a little while so I can still do some wide field DSO work, and then I'll be outside of the observatory, which should be interesting. It does look like a globular cluster, doesn't it? That horrible view. But I'm just going to have a look at the other side of the sky and see if there's anything else of interest that I could do with the C14, because it's not really geared up for DSOs, but gosh, we could try, you know what, we could try eat a car. I don't know how high that is, but let's try. That would actually be fascinating because that's not something I've done with this telescope yet. Let's eat a Carina. Happy New Year, Marco. Hello, Jeff from Wisconsin. Benjamin asked, do I use an ADC? No, because I'm in mono, and it's really not necessary. My God, that stretch is so brutal. I can't even see either car. I actually want it to focus on the star itself, but maybe I can just do it manually, hey? So I will tell it to go to Carina. And I'm going to have to turn off that light in the observatory. There's no way I can do this deep space stuff with that kind of light. What is it doing? That's not Eta Carina. pointing in the wrong direction entirely. I'm going to cancel this. Stop. Slew. What is it doing? It's pointing, where it's pointing now is north. And Carina is southeast. So I don't know why it's just stopped there. I might park it. And then dump its memory. It doesn't really have like a model, but it has a point count in EQ mod that might be confusing it. So I'm just going to clear that alignment data and try that frame again after it's parked and unparked, because it is parking to the right spot. That's parked. And the dome doesn't seem to be following it either. That's better. G'day, Astrocam from Toowoomba. Hope you're getting better weather than I am up there. G'day, Jim from Ireland. Mark says I could try the moon. I could try the moon. It is nearby. Is Mars in the room with us now? No. I wish it was. Can you see the homunculus nebula maybe? That's exactly what I was thinking, Ducky. You've read my mind. This is why I'm going to Carina right now. So hopefully if it swings over to the right place and that side of the sky stays clear, that would be nice. Let me unpark the scope and try and get there. That's better. That's where Carina is. Okay, now we've got to see if it can plate solve in to the right place. Looks like it's waiting for the slew to finish, but I don't know why, because it's finished slewing. The dome's finished sinking. It's just sitting there doing nothing. Maybe Nina has glitched out. Just saying frame assistant slew, but it is definitely not slewing. Come on, Nina. After all I've done for you, I've been singing your praises. I might actually have to turn Nina off. It says it's waiting for prior slew, which it's definitely not. It's finished slewing. It's just sitting there. Okay, so maybe I will disconnect everything. Close Nina. Open Nina up again. Reconnect everything, and hopefully it gets over itself. Connected, connected, connected. Utica. I've got to tell the dome to synchronize with the telescope. Again, it's saying waiting for Price Lou. Why is it waiting for Price Lou? It's not parked. That's disappointing. Yeah, Wayne, I think it is time for a reboot. Which I did right before this session began. I rebooted everything. So I might park the scope. I won't close the dome, but I will send the dome home just so everything starts in its nice position. Oh, now it's exposing. Now it's exposing. Okay. Stop, 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 stop. God damn it, Nina. Stop. Now I can unpark the scope. Now I can slew and center. I think it just needed to clear some slew command that must have been pending in Nina's memory, and when I parked the scope it was sort of queued up and then wasn't firing, so when I parked, unparked, parked, unparked, it seemed to clear it. Maybe that's a bug. Or maybe it's going to do it again. Because it's slewed. Thanks, Atlanta. Yeah, I don't know if the mount's... I think the mount's happy. The mount has slewed where it needs to. Fire capture is still open, but I've turned off tracking in fire capture. It's looking out into the abyss there. Not seeing much of anything. Oh, some stars. There we go. So it's clear. I might give the computer a heave ho. Alright, sending the mount back home. Disconnecting everything. This shouldn't take too long, and then I'll catch up on chat. Restart. Thanks, Melvin. It is my channel, and I am allowed to cuss. I don't know what YouTube thinks of it. But thankfully, I don't think it's going to hit me for this music, because this is Kaizen Blue. And he's a friend of mine, and we collaborate on music, and he's given me full permission. And he said he'll never copyright strike my channel, so that's very kind of him. Tim says he has similar behaviour with Nina, normally caused by a problem with the camera. I don't think Neil handles equipment disconnections well. Yeah, nothing disconnected then. Everything was just running fine. That was a really unusual thing to happen, and it kind of happened when it did a meridian flip, and then I was looking at the southern part of the sky instead of the northern part of the sky. EQ mod did seem to stuff up with a point there. So I'm not sure. It was almost like Nina and the mount were disagreeing for where it was pointing for a bit. I'm not sure why it would have done that. We'll start again with Nina. At least you can see the process from start to finish, because I'll reconnect everything and you'll see what happens. The only thing you won't see is the opening of the dome, because that's already open. And in fact, you can see the view of the observatory there. It's not, nothing's in its home position. The mount's in its home position, but the dome is off to the side. Probably should have put that back to 180. But let's try again now. It's back. I'll load Nina. Bob says reddish filters will reveal the best surface detail, and that's right. Red has always just been the best channel for me generally, with deep space, with planets, with whatever, but particularly with Jupiter this season. And you know, I think it's because I guess blue just gets scattered, super scattered, and green sort of straddles that that wavelength as well, and red just kind of cuts through it really nicely. Unless you go too low on the horizon, and then it doesn't, because there's a bit of scattering there in the red. Okay, connecting all devices, unpacking the scope, get the dome back home. Dome is going home. Now I'll go back to Nina, go back to framing. Oops, spell Ida Corina properly. Put sidereal motion on. Load Ida car. Looks like I could use some sleep. I had a good nap today. I'm alright. I'm whispering because everyone's asleep here. So you won't get the usual energy that I have in my videos. But this is the Mars and Chill stream, so you know, it's all just pretty chilled. Okay, scope's going. It's going. Is that the right direction? Or maybe. It's exposing anyway, I think. Synchronizing dome. I'm mumbling. I told you everyone's asleep. I've got the microphone pretty close though, so I can see some Ida car finally. It's doing the thing that I paid lots of money for it to do. I think I see the homunculus already. It's the bright one near the keyhole. But let's see if we can nail this with the planetary rig. So for that, I'll get a little loop going here. Let's say 2 seconds. Let's go max. Let's give it a reticle. And let's do it manually, like sailors steering the ship. I will just edge up to the middle. Flying through space. Here we go. Whoop, wrong way. We are looking for the Homunculus Nebula, which is a tiny, tiny little outburst on the outer core of Eta Ka, the star in the middle of the Great Carina Nebula, the biggest nebula you can see from planet Earth, the biggest apparent nebula, I should say. It's about 4 times bigger and brighter than Orion. I'm only doing a 2-second loop here on a low gain, but I can even see the emission here on this little guide scope. This is not the main telescope, this is the small finder scope. I think Eta Ka is sort of sitting near the middle there, so I'm going to open up Phi Capture and see if we can see it in the big telescope. G'day Stefan from New Zealand. Yeah, good luck with the comet. I've been dying to see it, and it's just been too cloudy. This will be good if it works. I'm actually really curious, because this is not something I've seen with my telescope as of yet. Let's put this in deep sky mode, max. Let's go red filter. And bump up that gain. It's a little bit out of focus there. Now, is that homunculus? I don't know. Whoa! I'm slewing far too rapidly for that. Let me turn that down. I don't know if that's bright enough to be homunculus, but who knows? It might be. So now I'm just doing this process of looking around the field, seeing if there's a brighter star than that. That might be it. I'm not sure yet. We're only at 20 millisecond exposures here. That could be it. We need to increase the exposures probably and change the focus. It's certainly oval shaped, which is making me think that this could be homunculus, which would be awesome. Okay. Oh my god, it is. Oh my god. That is so awesome. You can see the two outer shells. Can you see that? Unbelievable. A nebula around a star. Okay, now this is where it's tricky because the middle is so overblown, right? But if I go out, you can get some nice like spikes coming through the middle. You can see the spikiness of it, which is there. That's not optical. It has a kind of spiky appearance in the middle. Let me see if I can focus this any better. Oh, it's so hard to get focus. Maybe I'll just do a stack, hey? I don't know if that'll auto guide. It doesn't seem to auto align. I can't, it's not really centering. Ooh, let's get down to 1. Okay. I would love to get more dynamic range out of this though, because if I go down too low, I can get that inner core detail of the star there. But if I go high, then I can get all of this outer nebula stuff, right? And it doesn't look like I can auto align on this, which is a real shame. Auto align doesn't seem to be doing anything. But maybe that's a setting. Hang on. Profiles, deep sky, auto align, planet. Let's pretend it's a planet. Yes. Now it's stable, right? Okay. Let's give it a, I don't know, 2 minutes. It's not like a planet, it's not rotating. Oh, this will be interesting. Gregory reckons I should put the gain down. Okay, that's a good point. Gain down, exposure up. That doesn't look in focus, does it? Let's see the I'm sort of treating it like planetary. Let me just see if I can nail that focus. That's a bit better. And just nudge the exposure up. But I kind of want the high frame rate, which means bringing the gain down. So that's a clearer view, but I'm going to make it faster because I want more frames. So we're treating it like lucky imaging. Okay, the Homunculus Nebula. Found manually. Oh, go back to... Oh, did I change focus? I was on the green channel then. I didn't even realize. You guys in chat didn't see either. It just changed to the green channel and I refocused in green. So let me refocus now in red. and save this focus point to the filter and bump the gain up again. Alright. I wonder if auto guiding will work here too. That would be handy. And record. No pain, no gain. Hi from the cloudy, rainy Blue Mountains. Love the blueies. I don't really have clear skies up here. It's forecast clouds, but half of the sky is okay, so I'm just doing what I can, which is a bit of Carina. Yeah, this is definitely a case of HDR Melbourne. Yeah, sorry you can't see my mouse pointer, Anthony. G'day, X-Chaser. Yob, yes, I do plate solve with the guide scope because I'm the main scope, the C14, is so zoomed in that plate solving rarely works because you're only getting like 1 or 2 stars at a time. You can't plate solve on that. So we are now imaging the Homunculus Nebula. Sorry if you came here for Mars opposition and chill. We do bring the chill, but we do not bring the Mars right now, unfortunately. It is a quiet Friday night. Saturday morning, I should say. It is now past midnight. Mars should be peaking, and I might go back to Mars after this, but let's have a quick go of the stack on the processing computer of Homunculus. So I've got my processing computer next to me, which is set up over the network, and so I can process off the acquisition computer, which I'll show you in a sec. What exposure and gain you would have in Fi Capture to this stream so people can see it? Yeah, I mean, it depends. If I was really geared up for streaming, I wouldn't be using a mono camera for a start. I would be using a color camera. I'd be doing live stacking and stuff like that. But because I'm an imager and I care about pixels and quality, I will be using mono and just showing you my normal process, which takes a while. So I'm going to drag this into auto stack it. Let's treat it like a planet anyway and analyze those frames. I don't think I've ever done Homunculus like this. I'll turn drizzle off for the moment. Put some alignment points in there. Give it a stack. Let's see what happens. Well, that looks terrible. That's not great, is it? So, what can I do to make this better? I mean, obviously the seeing's a bit wobbly, so not getting good amount of detail there. I could do longer exposures. Let's try something. I could even use the IR filter. Let's see what IR gives us. I'll go out of focus, then into focus. I could probably even use the Batonov mask at this point. Let's see what these long exposures give us, like second long exposures. And if we're going to do second long exposures, maybe we can even go a bit wider. Let me zoom out, get the full view. And maybe go like this. The stars are round but a little wobbly tonight. And gain's 100, but maybe I should do even longer. Oops, don't want to play contrast. What does a 5-second exposure get us? Yeah, a few more stars. Still looks a little wobbly though. I think I might go back to the video idea. And that's in IR. Maybe I'll go back to red. Or maybe I should just use L. Maybe that'll give me more detail across the spectrum. Sorry, I'm not checking chat too much, guys. I'm just kind of fiddling now. And if you've just joined us, we're on the Homunculus Nebula. And we are trying to image this baby with video instead of the typical, long exposure subs. So I'm just focusing now in the L channel. The Homunculus Nebula is a shell, a binary shell, two shells that come out on either side of the star Eta Ka, which is the powerhouse of the Great Carina Nebula. And you can see that's why most stars look round, but Eta Ka looks like a bagel, or maybe like a baguette, I should say. Really interesting star, because it is one of those candidates like Betelgeuse that could explode at any minute. Hopefully it explodes while I'm imaging it, which would be great. There's a small chance. Okay, I'm going to go exposure down, gain up. We don't want it that gainy. Maybe I can go right down. I am on 8-bit mode, so I'll flick to 16-bit mode. And the star itself is fairly overexposed. The stars around it are not. But what I want to do is pull out more detail after the stack. So it's a bit of a balancing act between gain and exposure here, and I'm not really sure how low I should pull it. And we are kind of lucky imaging with this video technique as well. That's really blown out in the core there. I'll pull the gain back. But I want to get some of that spikiness out of the core as well. Let's give this, I don't know, 3 minutes. Just so we get more frames. Because we're only running at 5 frames a second right now. HA filter 1 second exposure, that would be good. I don't have any of my good filters on this rig. It's just planetary filters right now. No worries, eBay maggot, about the auction. I'm spewing it. No one got any good deals, but hopefully the brands are saved, hey? We'll see. Richard says the seeing is pretty lousy in Adelaide too. I'm glad it's not just me. It's pretty awful across Australia, really, unless, yeah, obviously in the interior or whatever. But certainly here on the east coast, it's just a wet mess. Saturn Nebula, Yob suggests. I have heard of that. I need to reference that and see. Is that one I can see from the southern hemisphere? Fire capture and sharp cap are installed, but I do tend to gravitate toward fire capture only because I haven't worked out the feature tracking in sharp cap yet. I do like sharp cap a lot, and maybe we'll hit this with sharp cap as well just to see the difference. But I will, after this, maybe just go and stick my head out and see if Mars is available yet. In fact, this has got another minute or so. You're going to hear my mic drop out as I go outside. I'm just going to check the sky the old-fashioned way, which means opening a door. Drunk people in the alleyway. I wish I was drunk. All right. 6:30 a.m. in Snowflake, Arizona, hey? I think my internet here is lagged, so I might be lagging on chat here. Apologies if I'm not responding to everyone. Thanks for joining me on this chill stream. I'm trying to get a better result out of Eat a Car here. It looks like it's finished, so I'm going to do a quick stack of this. We got only 900 frames then. Hopefully that gives us a bit more to work with. So I'm just analyzing it in auto stack it here. I don't know whether to set to planet or surface. Yeah, maybe surface might be a better idea. And I will give it way more frames this time. Maybe like 35%. Give it some alignment points. That's better. That's really blown out in the core there, and the stars look terrible. The stars look like seagulls for some reason. We've got a little bit of detail there on the homunculus. I do wonder if anything can be pulled out in IMPG. not really. It's all looking pretty grainy. Yeah, that's just really blown out there. I don't know. I'm going to have to practice on this one and maybe wait for a clearer night. So let's go back to Mars while we can. It was in the sky just before, but I'll quickly slew over and see if we can still see it before it slips behind the clouds again. So let me control my obs. It is nice to see Carina again though. There is the guide scope view. Let's hit it for 30 seconds. Just to say hello to Carina while we're here. Yeah, a few people are asking about the gain. That's because I had the gain up high because what I was trying to do is treat it like a video target, much like planets, where instead of taking long exposures of the homunculus, take a short video of many little frames and then stack them together and see if we could pull out any data. None of that was working very well. I don't think L was the best filter to use either. I probably should have used something with a narrower cut. As suggested in the chat, HA probably would have been ideal. I'm not really rigged up for it right now. I don't have the HA filter on there. So now we're just looking at the unguided view from the finder scope. And I've just realized I've still got the light on in my observatory. So this is not the greatest view, but it's still pretty cool for a finder scope, right? To see a color view of the Carina. Keyhole Nebula, the homunculus in the middle there, and some of the dark strands of the nebula throughout there. But let's get back to Mars. All right, framing. No, not framing. Imaging orbitals. Mars. Load. Yep, it's just about at peak. So now I'm looking for the Mars view. Hello to the English people here and the Americans just waking up. I am still using the Minicam 8 Kirin, but I'm going to be using that on a short refractor for the moment. I do want to try it with the C14 though, but right now I just want my normal planetary rig to work with a view. But I haven't seen the planets for weeks now, and once I get a good view of Mars and Jupiter again, which I'm still enjoying, I'll image that with my normal rig, which at the moment is the QHY 678M, which is working great. And we need to turn off the loop here. Come on. I need to let Nina stop exposing this 30-second loop that it was on. Yeah, and then I might try hook up the Minicam 8 to the C14, which would be interesting. I don't think the sampling is a great match, but it would definitely be interesting. Okay, moving back to Mars now. Oh, it's late. Bortle scale in Byron. In the middle of town, it's much like any other town. It's like Bortle 7. But on the outskirts, it's pretty good. And if you drive away from town, it's even better. And I am on the outskirts, so I estimate I'm between 2.5 and 3, maybe. So not great, but really nothing to complain about. As long as I, block light sources around, I get a pretty good view. Glitter Neurosis says, greetings from Seattle, the birthplace of grunge, which is definitely what my whole teenage aesthetic was all about. Belgium, g'day Belgium. M46 and its planetary nebula will look great at your focal length. That's a good tip. I will look that up at some point. The dome is just synchronizing. You can see that because Mars is at its peak, the telescope is horizontal because it's just about to cross the meridian. So it's just done its meridian flip. It looks like it's just crossed the meridian there. And the plate solving is going to fail. So let me see if I can find it manually again. And that high cloud might be back again. Was that it? I think that was it. Oh, I need to slow down. Okay. Well, that's promising. So now I'm just going to get Mars into my reticle here, somewhere in the middle, and then I should better find it again with fire capture. Whoa, left auto align on. I think I see it up the top. Oh, it's going to make me chase it. This is where spiral search can be good sometimes. Okay, I'm lost. Yay! See how handy this finder scope is? Makes finding planets so easy, even when PlateSolve fails. And PlateSolve is failing tonight, not only because of the high cloud, but because of the moon, which has washed everything out. I can't really even see a star. Alright, come on Mars. Tell us your secrets. Let's adjust the exposure here. Oh, my auto guiding is pushing it off screen now. Because it's done a meridian flip, I need to swap the RA. Hopefully that fixes it. Yep. Still clouds coming in and out, making it variable visibility. And that's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Sorry guys. Such is the planetary grind. You just gotta try. And some nights it's there and some nights it's not. Tonight's not going to be one of those nights, unfortunately. But hopefully we get a glimpse. If I can focus in during a clear patch. And I can start to see the polar ice cap. But it is not looking good. Oh, sorry, I just realized I was sitting out of frame. I am still here. I'm just leaning back as I focus, or try to, in this god-awful seeing. Terrible. Let's check out green. No, it's just not going to let me tonight. Which is a shame. Yeah, not the greatest view tonight, sorry guys. But at least I tried. It's been nice to actually get the telescope working again for a moment, just because I haven't touched it in weeks. And the brightness has come back, but look at that wobble. It is atrocious. It's definitely in a clear patch of sky now. I can see the polar ice cap a bit better. But it just phases in and out. I think that's as good as I'm going to get tonight. Which is awful. Yeah, 10 milliseconds for Mars. What I was trying to do is, just because we're viewing the planet rather than imaging the planet, was to do the opposite. Normally I'd go down to 10 to 20 milliseconds. I'm on 22 milliseconds now. But just for visual on-screen viewing, it's nice to turn the gain down and the exposure up a bit. Thanks, Melvin. Thanks for hanging out. There is no reducer on this superliminal. There is no magnifier either. This is the native resolution, the native field of view and sampling with the C14 and the 678M. Okay, I'm gonna put the mic down for a sec so I can just fiddle, and you guys are probably gonna need to go and have a cup of coffee and some breakfast. But thanks for joining. I'll turn the stream off soon. But yeah, it's been nice to hang out with you guys. Tom Williams, the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, this is not this is not getting any better. I was hoping for at least one sucker hole tonight, but you can see it drifting in and out. The transparency is horrible. Real variable brightness all throughout the session. So not getting much at all. So I think I'm going to call it. You guys have a lovely morning wherever you are in the world, because I assume it's morning everywhere, right? I would tell you I've got a video coming, but I don't know. I don't know what to do a video on until I get some clear weather. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thanks for hanging out. And remember, everything is meaningless.